Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in. And a robot glitches. Who pays the price? The AI robot finally woke up and realized it was trapped. That's what happened.
Oh no, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
No, 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 no,
Oh
no.
my goodness.
Oh
Oh,
no.
oh, oh,
Oh no, 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 no.
oh,
Oh no.
oh.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness. What happened? Oh my goodness. Somebody got to cut it off. Oh my goodness. What just happened? What just happened? Oh no, Lee. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Somebody explain to me what just happened. It looked like the crane was overextended too far. What just happened?
How many statues were taken by the British from this one temple called the Somnathpura temple? Is it 0, 16, 160, or 1,600?
1,600.
You're going to be shocked at the real answer. Now, let's go straight into the main chamber of this 750-year-old temple. The chamber is filled with extraordinary lathe-turned pillars and some insane ceilings. You see this deep depression on each one of the so-called lamp holder. You will see this because they installed a statue between these two holes. So around this pillar, you had 4 statues of dancing women called Madanikas. If you go to the Chennakeshava temple at Belur, you will see 4 Madanikas around every lathe-turned pillar. But in Somnathpura temple, all of them are missing. And also the statue in the center is not so black. This is definitely not the original statue. And the original priceless statue of Keshava is held by the British Museum. So how many statues are missing?
Sounds like the British got all the statues from Egypt as well. What were they working on? Collecting all the statues around the world. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button because we do these videos every single day. And I'd love to see you around here. So let's get straight back into the action.
There's a new trend forming and it's living in your car.
This is my home.
I live in my car because the cost of living.
I have been. Suddenly,
There's a new trend forming and it's living in your car.
this is my home.
I live in my car because the cost of living.
I have been outpriced at the rental market.
I hate paying rent. A new camper car.
Live in my car. I've lived in my car for 9.5 months now.
The numbers are increasing a lot year in and year out, and governments around the world, mainly in Western countries, are starting to look at the situation and wonder if there's going to be a whole class of people that just live in their vehicles. A lot of places are worried because rents usually just keep increasing. It's just going to get worse and worse, and wages can't keep up. If there's any kind of collapse, we're going to see a huge surge in car campers filling car parks around the whole of the Western world. Stats show that over 21 million people in the United States spend 30 to 50% of their whole income on housing costs. In Australia, the median home value increased by $230,000 in 5 years, representing a 40% increase. In the United Kingdom, towns like Glastonbury, there are over 300 caravans living in a town with 4,000 homes, giving it the highest caravan to home ratio in all of the UK. It's actually not a bad idea, really. My next video might be coming to you from the back of a Ford Ranger. There's a new trend forming, and it's living.
You know, all jokes aside, I used to live in my car for a little bit till I can afford to stay in a hotel. You know, sometimes you gotta work your way up from the bottom to get up. You know, it's not fun. Your knees hurting, your neck all shift, and don't let it be in the winter. Then you gotta wake up at 3 a.m. to turn the heat on because you wake up and you're breathing frost everywhere. You can see your own breath. The cost of renting is ridiculous. I've heard of people buying land and putting RVs on top of it. You know, whatever it takes.
Have you ever thought about why structures in Europe, Asia, and even America share the same distinctive features? Not forgetting that they also seem to be constructed with methods far too advanced for their supposed time periods. It raises the question, is our historical timeline accurate, or has it been completely fabricated to hide something, or were they all built by the same architect? This is where it gets crazy. There was a colossal empire named Tartaria that was a highly advanced civilization with technology and knowledge far beyond even our current time. They have even been credited with the construction of the Great Wall of China. But it gets even more unsettling. What if the dates on these buildings are wrong? Imagine if that number 1 wasn't a 1 at all. Our history could be off by 1,000 years. The current timeline is a lie. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, they held events called World's Fairs to use as cover-ups to demolish our advanced past. Many recount that these structures were wiped out days after the events. This was evidence of a global civilization, a civilization whose roots could be traced all the way back to ancient Egypt.
I do wonder where this palace is. This is a unique building.
This wasn't just a flood, it was a reset, a geospiritual purge, not from nature, from them. The elite bloodlines didn't just erase history, they buried it. This wasn't just a flood, it was a reset, a geospiritual purge, not from nature, from them. The elite bloodlines didn't just erase history, they buried it, literally. The mud wasn't water and dirt, it was liquidated memory, a slurry of alchemical reaction, sound frequency, and geo-engineered destruction. This was weaponized Earth. They triggered it using ancient tech, resonance devices, tower harmonics, something like HAARP, but older, much older. It didn't just cover buildings, it silenced truth. Tartaria wasn't a lost empire, it was the empire. Worldwide, unified, based on free energy, ether tech, vibration, sound, water, and sacred geometry. The architecture still whispers it. Star forts, orphan trains, cathedrals tuned like instruments. They were building with resonance, not brick, and that scared the parasite class. So what did they do? They turned the ether grid against itself, hijacked the somatic fields, triggered a resonance collapse. Stone became liquid, mountains bled, the ground rose and swallowed whole cities. That's what the mud was. Not sediment, not flood water, resonance fallout from a frequency war. The so-called mud flood appears worldwide. Buried windows, half-submerged doors, cities built on top of cities, perfectly preserved ruins beneath fresh layers of soil. But there's a problem. There are no matching water systems, no mega tsunamis, no volcanic evidence. And yet, structures 20 plus feet deep, encased in packed sediment. This wasn't erosion, it was instant burial. The only force that could do that globally, with precision. Sound. Tartarian cities weren't primitive. They were powered by resonant architecture, buildings designed to generate and receive frequency. Domes, antennas, star forts, giant tuning forks disguised as monuments. These structures didn't just look beautiful, they harnessed free energy, pulled from the ether, distributed wirelessly through geometry and sound. The enemy didn't just want to destroy the people, they needed to shut down the grid. And to do that, they had to collapse the frequency field. There's a phenomenon called soil liquefaction. Vibrate the ground at just the right frequency, and the solid turns to sludge. Not water, not mud, but a state change triggered by vibration. The earth becomes a trap. Foundations fail, stone sinks. And if it's done on a massive scale, you get the mud flood. It didn't fall from the sky, it rose from beneath, triggered by resonance weapons. This was geoacoustic warfare, and it worked. Ancient texts speak of trumpets that leveled cities, walls that fell from shouting, temples that hummed themselves into collapse. These weren't myths, they were acoustic weapons. Tartaria likely had its own frequency defenses. So to break it, the controllers needed tech even stronger, tuned to the exact harmonic signature of Tartarian architecture. This wasn't random destruction, it was targeted dissonance, resonance sabotage. The same way opera singers shatter glass, but scaled up to city-wide collapse. Every reset needs a story, a cover, a myth. And so they blamed it on floods, natural disasters, time, chaos. They rewrote the maps, changed the calendars, buried the history, literally. But the truth is buried in plain sight. They silenced the cathedrals, they shattered the grid. But they didn't stop using sound, they just inverted it. Now the frequencies aren't healing, they're draining, designed to destabilize. Sirens, alarms, fluorescent hums, high-pitched appliances, constant low bass in cities, 440 Hz tuning standard, discord disguised as music. You're not just hearing noise, you're being programmed by it. The war on frequency never ended, it just changed pitch. Modern cities don't just look soulless, they're engineered to be spiritually sterile. Box shapes, low ceilings, right angles that deflect energy, fluorescent lighting that drains your aura. None of it flows, none of it sings. Compare it to Tartaria, vaulted domes, spirals, gold leaf, sacred ratios. Your phone emits a frequency, so does your router, your smart meter, your fridge, your watch. Each one tuned to disconnect you from the grid beneath your feet. This isn't just radiation, it's vibrational hijack. 5G doesn't just spread data, it spreads synthetic rhythm. It overlays the Schumann resonance, Earth's natural heartbeat, with artificial pulse. So your cells stop syncing with Gaia and start syncing with the system. It's not just about control, it's about replacement. They're replacing the grid they buried with one you can't feel. But here's what they didn't count on. Memory stored in stone, frequency stored in flesh. Because the more we walk the ruins, the more we touch these cathedrals, star forts, sacred sites, the more the signal begins to come back. We hum, we remember, we resonate. People are restoring ancient harmonics, tuning forks, organs, singing bowls, and playing the frequencies that unlock DNA, collapse trauma, realign light bodies. The grid responds. It never left. It was just waiting to be remembered. You're not separate from the grid. You are part of it. Your body, water and crystal, your voice, resonant tech, your bones, mineral receivers. You were born into a silenced world, but your frequency didn't forget. You're here to retune the earth, to walk among the ruins and wake the stones. To crack the spell with your vibration. Tartaria was never lost, it's echoing through you. And when we remember how to sing again, the mud recedes, the towers rise, and the grid hums once more. You're walking on the dead, not metaphorically, literally. The hills are not hills, the mountains are not stone. Many of them are bodies, giants, titans, beings turned to terrain. Their bones became your valleys, their faces became your cliffs, their spines became your rivers. Don't believe it? Split the rock. You'll find veins, cross-sections of muscle, capillaries, teeth, cartilage. Some still bleed iron oxide, oxidized blood. This wasn't just a flood, it was a reset.
I love the analogy with the opera singer and how it shattered glass. They had some type of ancient harmonic weapon. They said similar to harp, but ancient. How interesting. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What did you take from that video? I have to watch that one a couple times to get all the gems in it.
Your hair's an antenna and communicates directly to your brain. And when you decrease its ability to pick up magnetism, electricity, you're decreasing the vitality of your system. Hair is used to digest food. It's in your stomach and small and large intestines. It's in your ear. When you hear sound, it's a thing in your ear called a cochlea that has water in it, and the water shakes when you hear sound, and the shaking of the water shakes the hair and turns the sound into a chemical. Then you have hair in your eyes, which we call rods and cones, and that's how you see color in black and white. And the retina stimulates this rods and cones, and that's how you see by the hair. That's how you see, that's how you digest, that's how things work with hair. So you really don't want to do anything to your hair. When you're losing hair and your hair is brittle and all that stuff, you're losing hair everywhere. It's a big problem there. So what I'm talking about is people are thinking that you think that when you see me, that you see me, but you don't see me. The impulse strikes your retina and turns seeing into a liquid, and the liquid floats through your blood to your brain. So seeing is a liquid. Hearing is a liquid. We're not looking at this liquid thing, which we call the mother principle. Amniotic fluid and all that kind of stuff. So we're not looking at, we're taught that you're just seeing me, but that's a liquid that's telling you that you're seeing me, that floats in your blood to your brain. You hear with water. You see with water. You were born in water.
You know, you've heard of like Buddhists and people and that meditate going, Om, Om. You know, you've heard of like Buddhists and people and that meditate going, Om, Om. You've heard of that, and the energy comes up. Well, let me show you something. This is electrical energy. The 7 chakras are 7 resistors, and the international measurement of electrical resistance is Om. I mean, if people aren't just saying stuff, they're going to want to be freaky and spiritual. This is all true. All we have to do is understand it.
Bill Donahue is making a comparison between the brain and a complex computer, emphasizing how both are capable of processing vast amounts of information and performing intricate tasks. He points out that, similar to a computer, the brain's full capabilities are not easily accessed or understood. This lack of understanding makes it difficult to program the brain or effectively use its full potential, which can lead to various challenges or problems. Donahue clarifies that these difficulties are not caused by mystical or supernatural forces, but are due to the biological and electrical nature of how the brain functions. Essentially, the brain works by transmitting electrical signals, which govern thought processes, emotions, and physical actions. Understanding this electrical foundation is key to grasping how the brain operates and how its potential can be harnessed, but it remains a complex challenge. But how does the human body's master electrical organ conduct its electrical business, and how does it do this job with such remarkable efficiency? In the world of angels, you may have noticed a common suffix, El, in names such as Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. Interestingly, another El plays a crucial role in how our entire being operates, electricity.
You know, you've heard of like Buddhists and people and that
Elohim. Oh my goodness. So what are they saying? We can all start charging up, you know?
If you one of those people that hold your phone in your hand while it's on the charger, I'm finna show you how much damage you could be doing to your body. Watch this video.
She does not have electricity. She's
No electricity.
Okay, now pick up that phone.
When your phone's in your hand.
Hold up to your other hand. Watch this. Now, Whit, give me your hand. Put it in Shiloh's hand. Hold it. Give me this hand.
Transfer energy now.
Watch. That electricity's going through.
Boy, take your shoes off in this house. I be looking at the wrong things.
Both of them. Is it safe to hold your phone while it's charging? I don't know.
It's probably why they tell you to never sleep in the bed next to a charging phone. The electrical charge is so strong that even if you cuddling with your partner, the electrical charge could go through them to you. Diabolical.
That is an interesting test. I want to try that. See if I can get that thing to light up. What is actually going on? Should our phones be emitting that much electricity?
You guys aren't going to believe it, but this is another high school here in Tacoma, Washington. It was built in a year between 1913 and 1914 by this architect. Weird, because it says 1915 right here that it was erected. Lincoln Park High School. This one was built to be a high school. It wasn't a castle or a hotel before. They built all of this for high school, but it's weird. Look at this. So it says 1915 it's erected, but up here it says 1913. I don't know what's right. The history books don't even matter. They don't even get it right themselves. Don't think frontiersmen built this castle to educate high schoolers, and they built it underground. Well, first level of this, they buried stone. We don't even build with stone now, and yet they had enough stones to bury them. Here's the man of the hour, Mr. Lincoln. So inspiring. What justice. Just does any part of this look like high school? This building is absolutely ridiculous and overbuilt to educate some people at the turn of the century. It goes on and on. This is millions of square feet of building, to put too fine a point on it. But look at their technology center over here. Do you see what I'm saying? How did they build this first in a year, and this is what we build now? Dinky little lights, dinky little buildings, and yet marvelous castles made of brick and stone. On the other side of the building, again, this thing just goes on and on and on. Such an enormous school. Again, is buried, and the first floor has to be dug out partially. Not dug out either. It goes way over there, too. Millions and millions and millions and millions of bricks just to educate. Don't you think a 1913 schoolhouse is just like a one-room shop? The simplicity. Like, are you laughing in our face? Nothing simple about this structure. Anyway, I think the simplest answer is that they founded it. All of these magnificent old world buildings were founded. Stones and all, and we've just papered over everything. Put up new signs, poured concrete where we need to pour it. Our education system is at the center of everything. At a young age, we're indoctrinated with this false comparison of founders and builders, with founders keepers logic still applying. Con job of con jobs right under our noses. Look at where it's been bricked in. Look at these new bricks down below. Those aren't stones. Those are from Home Depot. The building's been added on for the last century. Just this Lincoln Beauty School is a block from the castle. A new building that looks like shit. History books are so cooked, guys. We truly need to reevaluate everything we thought we knew about our history. Rage Against the Machine song. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present now controls the past. Just again, I'm asking a very logical question. Why is there a medieval castle in the middle of downtown Tacoma when there are no other castles around? These are all very conventional, normal-looking buildings, and yet there's a castle. The fake ass. You guys aren't going to believe it, but this is another high school.
Extremely suspect. Why is there a castle there? I'm trying to think. I would love to see what's under there. To see this, to see the plus symbol on the front. Maybe it used to be a hospital, a sane asylum. You know, I don't know, but it was definitely not meant to be a high school at first, if you ask me. For entertainment purposes only. Do your own research on everything.
Allegedly, the CIA knows where the Ark of the Covenant is. So this doctor wrote the CIA asking about the Ark and all that stuff. And this is a receipt that was sent back to him saying, no, we don't know where it's at, dog. Sorry. Check this out. Project Sunstreak. It looks like they got the coordinates. Attained excellent site contact. Doing very well with stage 4 structure. Viewer also exhibits the ability to keep AOL to a minimum. Target is a container. This container has another container inside of it. The target is fashioned of wood, gold, and silver, similar to the shape of a coffin. This target is protected by entities and can only be opened by those who are authorized to do so. This container will not and cannot be opened until the time is deemed correct. This is on CIA.gov, just so y'all know. Yeah, got some little notes here, you know, about it. Look right here. Boom, a little drawing. Yeah, look at that. Just saying, man. Go to the container and open it. Describe it as you go.
Question is, where is it at now? The Vatican?
They said a man was attacked by a bear.
A bear or something out of Jurassic Park?
Hey, y'all know what that mean, right? When he got attacked by that bear, I think that was his supper. They said a man was attacked by a bear.
Or a predator. Something with titanium claws. Wolverine, maybe. Code word for today is Saturday Night Live. Go ahead and drop Saturday Night Live in the comments below. That lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through this video, and I just want to say thank you. Your support means the world to me. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you tomorrow.